Have you ever held a stone in your hand, felt its cool weight, and wondered what secrets it whispers from eons past? What if a single glint of crystal could spark a fire in your soul, pulling you into a world where every pebble is a story, every mountain a canvas of dreams? Ruri Rocks Episode 1, Collecting Minerals for the First Time, premiered on July 6, 2025, and it's not just an anime, it's an invitation to rediscover wonder, like the first time you chased fireflies or stood awestruck under a starlit sky. Can you feel it? That itch to unearth something hidden, something precious, something that makes your heart race like a child's? Picture this. A shimmering garnet catches the sunlight, its red glow dancing across a girl's trembling hand. The forest hums, the river murmurs, and you're there, holding your breath, waiting for the earth to reveal its next secret. Will you follow her into the mountains, or let the mystery pass you by? Step into a world where Japan's lush mountains cradle treasures older than time itself, where rivers sing of forgotten ages, and every step could uncover a marvel. This is the universe of Ruri Rocks, a slice-of-life gem that premiered on July 6, 2025, on Crunchyroll and Japanese networks like Tokyo MX. At its heart is Ruri Tanagawa, voiced with infectious exuberance by Miyari Nemoto, a high school girl whose eyes sparkle brighter than the quartz necklace she covets. She's you at your most reckless, your most curious, chasing a dream you can't afford, running to the mountains like they're calling your name. Her impulsive dash for crystals mirrors that moment you dove into something new, heart-pounding, no plan in sight. Then there's Nagi Arado, brought to life by Asami Sito's steady, warm cadence, a graduate student whose warhammer swings with the weight of knowledge and a quiet passion for minerals. She's the mentor you wish you had, the one who sees your chaos and offers a map. Their meeting feels like fate, like when you stumbled across a friend who changed your life's orbit. Can you see yourself in Ruri's wide-eyed wonder? Or in Nagi's calm, guiding hand? Who were you when you first found something you loved? Ruri Rocks isn't just about stones. It's about what we chase and why. Ruri's obsession with a crystal pendant isn't mere materialism. It's a yearning for beauty, for meaning, for something to call her own. Haven't you ever wanted something so badly it hurt, not for its price but for what it promised? Her reckless sprint into the wild echoes humanity's oldest quest, to find value in the raw, unpolished corners of the world. Nagi, with her geological wisdom, carries a different burden, the weight of knowing how rare and fleeting these treasures are. Their dynamic asks a question we all face. Do we seek for ourselves, or for the joy of discovery? Like prospectors in the gold rush, Ruri's pursuit is both naive and profound, a reminder that every treasure hunt is a mirror to our soul's desires. What would you risk to hold a piece of the earth's heart in your hands? Studio Bind, known for Mushoku Tensei, paints Ruri Rocks with a love that rivals Ruri's own. The forests pulse with life, emerald leaves swaying, rivers glinting like liquid sapphire. When a garnet catches the light, it's not just a stone. It's a prism of dreams, refracting reds and golds across Ruri's awestruck face. The camera lingers like a poet, framing Nagi's silhouette against a mountain's vastness or zooming close to capture the sweat on Ruri's brow. It's made in abyss meeting laid-back camp, awe-inspiring yet intimate, each frame a love letter to nature's grandeur. The animation flows like a river, smooth and deliberate, with Sakuga moments that make Ruri's frenetic energy feel like your own heartbeat. Have you ever seen a sunset so vivid it felt like a promise? That's what Studio Bind delivers here. Can you resist a world this alive? Some say Ruri Rocks stumbles with its fan service, that the camera's gaze on Nagi's curves or Ruri's soaked silhouette cheapens the purity of its premise. Others argue that hobby anime can't sustain depth, that rocks alone won't hold your heart. They whisper that the spark of wonder fades, that edutainment dulls the edge of art. Yet art thrives in the hands of the passionate, and Ruri Rocks is nothing if not passionate. The spark of wonder doesn't fade. It burns brighter in the clash of Ruri's impulsiveness and Nagi's wisdom. Hobby anime don't lack depth. They carve it from the mundane, turning stones into stories. And yes, the fan service may linger too long, but in a world where beauty is both mineral and human, isn't there room for both? The critics miss the point. Ruri Rocks isn't just about rocks. It's about the fire they ignite in us. The opening theme, Hikari no Sumika, by Rei Yasuda, is a melody that feels like sunlight breaking through a canopy, warm and uplifting, pulling you into Ruri's boundless enthusiasm. The ending, Sapphire by Hannah Hope, wraps you in a reflective calm, like staring into a still lake after a day's adventure. Daisuke Ichiwa and Kazuki Yanagawa's score hums beneath every scene, a gentle pulse of strings and winds that mirrors the rustle of leaves or the clink of a rock pick. When Ruri gasps at her first garnet, the music swells like your own heartbeat, urging you to lean closer. It's the sound of discovery, of that moment you found something you didn't know you were searching for. Can you hear the earth singing to you, calling you to explore? There's a moment, oh, you'll know it when it comes. hums, where Ruri stands at the riverbank, her hands trembling, the world holding its breath. It's not just a stone she finds, it's a spark, a revelation that shifts the ground beneath her. Like Pandora opening her box, what Ruri uncovers isn't just beauty, it's a question about what makes anything precious. Is it the object, or the heart that seeks it? The tension builds, not in explosions but in the quiet crack of a stone splitting open, revealing its hidden light. What would you do if you found something that changed how you see the world? Ruri Rocks doesn't just show you a story, it hands you a pickaxe and dares you to dig. Will you join Ruri and Nagi, feel the earth's pulse under your feet, and chase the glint of something eternal? This isn't just an anime, it's a mirror to your own curiosities, your own forgotten dreams. Are you ready to unearth the treasures hidden in your own heart? Ruri Tanagawa is a whirlwind of youth, brash, impulsive, her voice a high-pitched song of unbridled joy. She's the kid who ran too fast and fell only to get up laughing. Her obsession with crystals isn't greed, it's a hunger for wonder, a need to touch something bigger than herself. Nagi Arato, with her warhammer and steady gaze, is the anchor, her knowledge a map, her patience a compass. Together, they're a symphony, Ruri's chaotic notes dancing around Nagi's grounded chords. Each mineral they find a crescendo in their budding friendship. Their journey in collecting minerals for the first time is a tapestry woven from curiosity and caution, each thread pulling you closer to their hearts. They're not just characters, they're the spark and the stone, the dream and the reality, a duet you can't help but want to join. Remember those summer days when you'd wander with no map, picking up pebbles because they caught the light just right? When every discovery felt like a secret the world shared only with you. Ruri Rocks brings that back, not just a nod to the slice-of-life charm of Yuru Camp or the adventurous spirit of Pokemon, but a reinvention of that childlike awe. It's the 90s anime vibe of endless possibility, wrapped in Studio Bind's modern polish. The friendships we forged, the mysteries we chased, they're alive again in Ruri's sparkling eyes and Nagi's knowing smile. This isn't just a show, it's a time machine to the moments you felt the world was yours to explore. Will you step back into that wonder? Have you ever stood at the edge of a choice, your heart pounding like a drum, knowing one step could change everything? What if a single rock, rough and unpolished, held the key to your courage, your truth, your place in the world? Ruri Rocks Episode 2, The First Step to Courage, aired on July 13, 2025, and it's a siren call to those who love the soothing steam of thermal baths and the quiet thrill of self-discovery. Imagine this, a misty valley, the air thick with the scent of moss and mineral springs, where a girl's trembling hand clutches a stone like it's her lifeline. The wind whispers, the earth hums, and you're there, feeling the weight of her hesitation, the spark of her resolve. Can you resist the pull of a story that asks you to face your own fears? The world of Ruri Rocks unfolds further in Japan's verdant highlands, where thermal springs bubble like the Earth's own heartbeat. Premiered on July 13, 2025, on Crunchyroll and Tokyo MX. Ruri Tanagawa, voiced with raw vulnerability by Miyari Nemoto, is a whirlwind of doubt and determination, her wide eyes reflecting every fear you've ever buried. She's you, standing at the crossroads of comfort and the unknown, clutching a dream too big for your hands. Her character design, messy ponytail, dirt-streaked cheeks, feels like a snapshot of your own reckless youth. Nagi Arato, with Asami Sito's soothing yet firm delivery, is the rock Ruri leans on, her calm demeanor hiding a past etched with quiet scars. Nagi's practical jacket and steady grip on her warhammer evoke the reliability of a trusted guide, like a teacher who saw potential in your chaos. A new face, Kenta, a shy classmate voiced by Nobunaga Shimazaki, stumbles into their orbit, his nervous fidgeting a mirror to your own moments of uncertainty. Can you feel the steam rising from the springs, calling you to dive into their story? This episode digs deeper than rocks. It unearths the courage to face yourself. Ruri's quest for a rare mineral isn't just about collecting. It's about proving she's more than her doubts, more than the girl who trips over her own enthusiasm. Haven't you ever wanted to silence that voice whispering you're not enough? Nagi, with her steady wisdom, grapples with her own question. When does helping someone become holding them back? Their journey echoes the trials of Icarus, daring to fly but fearing the fall. Kenta's quiet presence adds another layer. What does it mean to step out of the shadows when you've always stayed hidden? Like knights seeking the grail, their search is less about the prize and more about the strength it takes to reach for it. What would you risk to prove you're braver than you feel? Studio Bind's artistry transforms the mundane into magic. The thermal springs shimmer with iridescent hues, steam curling like spirits in the dawn light, evoking Spirited Away's ethereal bathhouse. Ruri's frantic scramble up a rocky slope is animated with kinetic energy, her every stumble a pulse of urgency that matches your own racing heart. The camera dances, tight on Ruri's clenched fist, wide on the valley's misty expanse, like a painter balancing intimacy intimacy and awe. Shadows play across Nagi's face, hinting at unspoken stories, while the glint of a hidden mineral feels like a star winking at you. It's the kind of beauty that stops you mid-breath, like watching a sunrise after a sleepless night. Can you see the steam curling around you, pulling you into their world? Some claim Ruri Rocks leans too hard on its slice-of-life roots, that its slow pace lacks the fire of high-stakes drama. Others say the educational bent dulls its edge, that rocks can't carry a story's weight. They argue courage is a tired trope, that Ruri's journey feels too familiar. Yet familiarity breeds connection, and Ruri's journey burns with quiet fire. Rocks carry stories older than empires, their weight grounding the narrative in truth. The slow pace isn't a flaw, it's a breath, a moment to feel the earth beneath you. Critics miss the spark. Ruri Rocks doesn't need explosions when courage itself is the dynamite. Isn't that what makes a story linger in your bones? The OST, crafted by Daisuke Ichiwa and Kazuki Yanagawa, weaves a tapestry of emotion. The opening, Hikari no Sumika, by Rei Yasuda, pulses with hope, like a morning run through dew-soaked grass. The score hums with gentle strings, mimicking the gurgle of thermal springs, then surges with percussion as Ruri faces her fears, echoing the thrill of your own bold moments. A standout moment, a flute's haunting trill as Kenta speaks his truth, feels like the quiet courage of a confession you've held too long. The ending, Sapphire by Hannah Hope, is a soft lullaby, wrapping you in the warmth of a bathhouse's embrace. Can you hear the springs calling, urging you to listen to your own heart? There's a heartbeat in the episode where everything stills, a moment where Ruri, Nagi, and Kenta stand together, the weight of their choices heavier than any stone. It's not a battle, but it feels like one, like David facing Goliath with only a pebble and a prayer. The air crackles, the springs steam, and a single act of bravery shifts the ground beneath them. It's the moment you realize courage isn't loud. It's the quiet choice to keep going. What would you do if one step could redefine who you are? Ruri Rocks doesn't just tell a story. It hands you a mirror and asks you to look. Will you follow Ruri's trembling steps, feel the warmth of Nagi's guidance, and find your own courage in Kenta's quiet resolve? This episode isn't just a chapter. It's a challenge to unearth the strength buried in your own heart. Are you ready to take the first step? Ruri Tanagawa is a spark, her laughter bright, her doubts heavy, her voice a melody of hope and fear. She's the part of you that leaps before looking, yet hesitates when it matters most. Nagi Arado is the steady current, her calm exterior hiding a heart that's weathered its own storms, her warhammer a symbol of resilience. Kenta, with his hunched shoulders and soft voice, is the shadow stepping into light, his quiet courage a whisper that grows louder. Together, they're a mosaic, Ruri's fire, Nagi's earth, Kenta's air, each piece fitting perfectly into the episode's theme of courage. They're not just characters, they're the pulse of a story that feels like yours, a painting you long to touch but can only admire. Remember those afternoons spent exploring, when a muddy stream or a hidden path felt like a grand adventure, when courage was picking up a strange rock or facing a friend's challenge. Ruri Rocks recaptures that 90s anime magic, think Cardcaptor Sakura's earnest quests or Pokemon's boundless curiosity, blended with Studio Bind's modern glow. Ruri's spark, Nagi's wisdom, Kenta's quiet growth, they're the heroes we cheered for, reborn for today. This isn't just a show, it's a bridge to the days when every step felt like a leap into the unknown. Will you walk that path again? Have you ever felt a connection so deep it hums like a tuning fork in your chest, binding you to someone across time and space? What if a single stone could forge a bond stronger than steel, a promise etched in the earth itself? Ruri Rocks Episode 3, Friends Forged in Stone, aired on July 20th, 2025, and it's a love letter to those who cherish the warmth of thermal baths and the quiet magic of friendships that feel like fate. Picture this, a cave aglow with bioluminescent minerals, their soft light dancing on the faces of three souls bound by a shared discovery. The drip of water echoes like a heartbeat, the air heavy with trust and secrets. Are you ready to step into a story that feels like finding a friend you've always known? The world of Ruri Rocks expands into a subterranean wonderland, where Japan's thermal springs meet glowing caverns that pulse with ancient life. Premiered on July 20th, 2025, on Crunchyroll and Tokyo MX. Ruri Tanagawa, voiced with infectious warmth by Miyari Nemoto, is a beacon of enthusiasm, her dirt-smudged face and sparkling eyes a mirror of your own moments of unbridled joy. She's the friend who drags you into adventure, her ponytail bouncing like a flag of defiance. Nagi Arado, with a Sami Sito steady, soulful delivery, is the group's heartbeat, her practical boots and gentle smile hiding a longing for connection that tugs at your own heartstrings. Kenta, voiced by Nobunaga Shimazaki with a hesitant tenderness, is the quiet dreamer, his glasses fogging in the cave's steam, his every step a leap toward belonging. Their designs, Ruri's vibrant chaos, Nagi's grounded elegance, Kenta's soft awkwardness. Feel like people you've met, friends you've loved. Can you feel their warmth, pulling you into their circle? This episode isn't just about rocks. It's about the bonds we forge and the fragility of trust. Ruri's relentless optimism hides a fear. What if her passion pushes others away? Haven't you ever wondered if your fire burns too bright for those around you? Nagi, with her geological wisdom, wrestles with vulnerability. Can she open her heart without losing her strength? Kenta's quiet presence asks the hardest question. What does it mean to belong when you've always felt like an outsider? Their journey is a tapestry of connection, woven from shared laughter and silent fears, like soldiers swapping stories by a campfire. The stones they seek aren't just treasures. They're symbols of promises we make to each other. What would you give to hold a friendship that feels like forever? Studio Bind crafts a visual symphony that sings of wonder. The cavern glows with otherworldly light, minerals sparkling like stars in a midnight sky, reminiscent of Nausicaa's toxic jungle turned sacred. Ruri's frenetic energy bursts through fluid animation, her every leap a dance of joy that makes your pulse race. The camera lingers on Nagi's steady hands, then pans to the cave's vastness, balancing intimacy with grandeur like a poet's pen. Kenta's nervous glances are framed in soft shadows, his vulnerability glowing in the mineral light. The steam from the springs curls like a lover's whisper, wrapping you in warmth. It's the kind of beauty that feels like a hug from the earth itself. Can you see the glow, calling you to explore? Some say Ruri Rocks lingers too long on sentiment, that its focus on friendship overshadows the thrill of discovery. Others argue the pacing drags, that caves and stones can't sustain a story's fire. They claim the slice of life genre lacks ambition, that emotional bonds are a cliché. Yet clichés are truths worn smooth by time, and Ruri Rocks polishes them to shine. The pacing breathes, giving space for hearts to connect. Friendship doesn't overshadow discovery. It fuels it, turning stones into stories. Critics overlook the magic. This isn't just an anime. It's a reminder that the greatest treasures are the people beside you. Isn't that worth more than any gem? Daisuke Ichiwa and Kazuki Yanagawa's score is a heartbeat, weaving strings and soft percussion that echo the drip of cave water. The opening, Hikari no Sumika by Rei Yasuda, sparkles like sunlight on a stream, lifting you into Ruri's boundless spirit. A standout moment, a delicate piano melody as the trio shares a quiet laugh, feels like the warmth of a friend's hand in yours, a memory you didn't know you cherished. The ending, Sapphire by Hannah Hope, wraps you in a gentle embrace, like soaking in a thermal bath after a long day. The soundscape hums with life, from the clink of rocks to the rustle of leaves, pulling you into their world. Can you hear the cave's song, whispering your own friendships back to you? There's a moment when the cave falls silent, the trio standing in a pool of glowing light, their hands joined around a single stone. It's not just a find, it's a pact, a vow carved in the earth's own language. Like knights swearing an oath, their bond shifts the air, heavy with trust and unspoken promises. The tension isn't in danger but in the weight of connection. Can they carry it without breaking? What would you do if a single moment could bind you to others forever? Ruri Rocks doesn't just weave a story, it carves a space in your heart, asking you to hold the hands of those beside you. Will you join Ruri, Nagi, and Kenta in their glowing cave, feel the warmth of their bond, and discover what makes a friendship eternal? This episode isn't just a tale, it's a mirror to the connections you crave. Are you ready to find your own stone, your own promise? Ruri Tanagawa is a comet, bright, unstoppable, her laughter a spark that lights up the dark. She's the friend who pulls you into adventure, her flaws as radiant as her dreams. Nagi Arado is the anchor, her steady gaze and gentle wisdom, a haven for lost souls, her warhammer a quiet strength. Kenta, with his soft voice and trembling hands, is the bud breaking through soil, his courage blooming in the warmth of acceptance. Together, they're a constellation, Ruri's fire, Nagi's earth, Kenta's quiet sky, each star shining brighter in the other's light. Their story in Friends Forged in Stone is a masterpiece, a sculpture you long to touch but can only admire, its beauty in its untouchable truth. Remember those summer nights, sharing secrets under a starry sky, when a friend's laugh felt like home. Ruri Rocks recaptures that 90s anime warmth. Think Sailor Moon's unbreakable bonds or Digimon's heartfelt quests, wrapped in Studio Bind's modern glow. Ruri's spark, Nagi's calm, Kenta's growth. They're the friends we loved, reborn for today. This isn't just a show, it's a portal to the days when every connection felt like a treasure. Will you step back into that glow? Have you ever sifted through the grains of your own dreams, searching for a single glint of truth amidst the endless drift of doubt? Or perhaps, felt the ache of a melody that hums beneath your skin, a song of toil and triumph that dares you to unearth the treasures buried within your own fractured heart? Ruri Rocks Episode 4, Study of sands. Released on July 27, 2025, invites you to kneel in the dust, to taste the grit of perseverance, to hear the whisper of sapphires hidden in the ordinary. Picture a windswept plain, where each grain of sand catches the sun like a fleeting promise, where the air hums with the weight of unspoken aspirations. This is no mere episode. It's a siren's call, a half-remembered dream that beckons you to chase the impossible, to feel the pulse of discovery in your very bones. For those who adored the quirky charm of Nichiju or the heartfelt growth of K-On!, this episode rekindles that nostalgic spark, not as a faded echo, but as a vibrant, living flame that demands your surrender to its radiant chaos. Imagine a world where mountains whisper secrets older than time, where every pebble holds a story etched in crystalline veins. This is the cityscape and wilds of Ruri Rocks, a tapestry of urban bustle and rugged terrains that cradles the dreams of its inhabitants. At its heart is Ruri Tanagawa, a high school girl whose eyes gleam like polished quartz, her enthusiasm a wildfire that threatens to consume all caution. She's not just a dreamer, she's a storm, her every step a defiant dance against the mundane, yet shadowed by the fear of failure, her wallet as empty as her mother's patience. Beside her strides Nagi Arado, a graduate student whose cool intellect is a riverbed smoothed by years of study, yet her disheveled Mini Cooper and secret slobbishness betray a soul still seeking its own shape. Enter Yoko Amari, the newcomer, her scholarly poise a fragile mask over a heart yearning for the thrill of discovery, her hesitance a quiet wound that begs to be healed by the earth's embrace. Miyari Nemoto's Ruri is a vocal whirlwind, her voice a cascade of laughter and stubborn grit, each syllable a hammer striking sparks of determination. Asami Sito's Nagi carries a wry warmth, her measured tones cracking with unexpected tenderness, like sunlight breaking through a clouded sky. Yum Miyamoto's Amari is a soft tremor, her words laced with the ache of untested courage, a performance that lingers like the scent of rain on stone. Can you feel their pulse, their dreams entwined like veins of, or have you ever stood at the edge of your own unknown, wondering if your heart could bear the weight of a single step forward? These are not mere characters, they are mirrors, reflecting the jagged edges of your own aspirations. What does it mean to search for something as elusive as a sapphire, when the true treasure lies in the scars earned along the way? Episode 4 plunges into the crucible of perseverance, where Ruri's impulsive zeal clashes with the grueling reality of scientific toil. Bent over a microscope, her fingers cramped, her eyes burning, she confronts the unglamorous truth. Discovery is not a sprint, but a marathon through a desert of doubt. Nagi, the steadfast mentor, bears the weight of guiding not just Ruri, but Amari, whose academic brilliance falters in the face of inexperience. Have you ever faced a task so tedious it felt like betrayal, yet pressed on because a flicker of hope burned brighter than despair? This episode dares to ask, is the pursuit of knowledge worth the sacrifice of comfort, of certainty, of self? Amari's quiet struggle is a hymn to identity, her desire to prove herself a silent scream against the shadow of her own limitations. Ruri's defiance, her refusal to bow to monotony, echoes the universal cry for purpose, while Nagi's patience is a meditation on sacrifice, her own dreams deferred to nurture others. These are not abstract themes, they are the raw, bleeding questions that haunt us all. When have you knelt in the dust of your own failures, only to rise with a shard of wisdom clutched in your trembling hands? The episode doesn't preach, it whispers, letting the weight of its truths settle in your soul like sediment in a still river. Studio Bind's animation is a love letter to the earth itself, each frame a canvas where light and shadow dance like lovers in a storm. The microscope's lens becomes a portal, grains of sand glowing like distant stars, their edges sharp enough to cut through complacency. A low-angle shot of Ruri, hunched yet defiant, frames her as a titan wrestling with the infinite, while the golden hues of a setting sun bathe the trio in a warmth that feels like forgiveness. The fluidity of their movements, Ruri's frenetic pacing, Amari's hesitant steps, mirrors their inner turmoil, a choreography of hope and doubt. Have you ever watched a sunset and felt the world hold its breath, as if time itself were waiting for your next move? The color palette is a paradox. Vibrant golds and blues clash with the muted grays of lab work, reflecting the tension between aspiration and reality. Shadows linger not as threats, but as reminders of the unseen depths beneath every surface. A Dutch tilt during Ruri's frustration skews the world, her perspective warped by impatience, while a lingering close-up on Amari's trembling hands speaks louder than words. This is beauty that aches, that demands you feel the grit beneath your nails, the strain in your shoulders, the promise of a sapphire just out of reach. Some murmur that Ruri Rocks Episode 4 is too slow, its focus on tedious lab work a betrayal of the adventure promised by earlier outings. Yet, this deliberate pace is no flaw, but a masterstroke, a mirror held to the viewer's own impatience. The grind of sifting sand, the monotony of microscopes. These are not detours, but the very heart of discovery. Each moment a chisel carving Ruri's growth, Amari's courage, Nagi's resolve. Others whisper that the fan service, the lingering shots on Nagi's figure, cheapens the narrative. Yet, these moments are not mere indulgence, but a celebration of her unpolished humanity, her messy vitality, a counterpoint to the sterile precision of science. Like a sports car roaring through a quiet village, some call the genre outdated, yet Ruri Rocks is a revolution, its CGDCT heart pulsing with timeless vitality, proving that the flame of curiosity never gutters out. The soundtrack, composed by Daisuke Ichiwa and Kazuki Yanagawa, is a living entity, its strings trembling like the earth before a quake. A soft piano motif weaves through Ruri's lab work, each note a fragile hope against the clink of glass slides, while a swelling crescendo of violins heralds the trio's breakthrough, a surge that feels like sunlight flooding a cave. The opening, Hikari no Sumika, by Rei Yasuda, is a clarion call, its upbeat rhythm a spark that ignites the episode's energy, while Hannah Hope's Sapphire lingers in the end credits, a haunting lullaby that cradles the heart. Have you ever heard a song that felt like a memory you hadn't lived, its melody wrapping around your soul like a forgotten promise? The absence of sound is equally potent, a sudden silence as Amari stares at her notes, the world holding its breath with her. The rustle of sand, the faint hum of a microscope, the distant call of a bird. These are not mere effects, but the pulse of a world alive with possibility. Each sound is a thread in a tapestry, weaving you deeper into the trio's quest, making you yearn to hear the next note, the next discovery. There comes a moment, oh how it burns, when the weight of toil cracks open, revealing a truth so fragile it could shatter with a breath. Without spoiling, imagine a scene where the trio stands at the precipice of failure, their hands stained with dust, their hearts heavy with doubt. A single gesture, a shared glance, shifts the axis of their world, not with a roar, but with the quiet certainty of a tide turning. Have you ever faced a moment where surrender seemed sweeter than struggle, only to find a spark that redefined your purpose? This is no mere plot twist, it's a collision of souls, a revelation that carves a new path through the stone of their convictions. What is the cost of a dream pursued to its bitter end? The episode leaves this question hanging, a blade poised above the heart, its answer a mystery that demands you witness its unfolding. The tension is a living thing, coiling tighter with each heartbeat, urging you to lean closer, to see what lies beyond the horizon. Ruri Rocks Episode 4 is not a story to be watched, it is a journey to be lived, a crucible where your own dreams are tested against the grind of reality. Can you feel the sand between your fingers, the ache of hope in your chest, the siren call of a sapphire just beyond your grasp? This episode is a mirror, reflecting the courage you've buried, the truths you've feared, the bonds you've yearned for. Like the legends of old Aria's gentle voyages, Yuru Camp's quiet fires, it reawakens the soul of discovery, not as a distant memory, but as a pulse that demands your surrender. Are you ready to step into the dust, to chase the glint of your own sapphire, and uncover the truths that might reshape the very landscape of your heart? Watch now, and let the sands of Ruri Rocks whisper their secrets to you.